Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I suppose I should say welcome officially to the first renovation video of this house. Obviously this is now our second home renovation. We obviously didn't document everything from our previous house because we lived there for 10 years and that was way before we ever started doing anything on YouTube. But we're both quite excited to be sharing the progress of this house because we get to start from scratch. So for anyone that's a bit behind on our recent videos, we've moved, we live here now in the Kent countryside, and we are going to be renovating this house so that it kind of adjusts to our lifestyle and just little bits and bobs that we want to change. So we have already done a full home tour. And then immediately after that, we filmed an initial renovation ideas video. So today's video is following on from that, which was about a month ago. Over the last few weeks, we've just been kind of scouting different bits and pieces. We've had a lot of tradespeople over giving us quotes for the bigger jobs. And we've been discussing the renovation videos, trying to figure out how we're kind of going to go about them. And we figured we're just gonna, because we kind of work on multiple projects at one time, so we're just gonna vlog them in that kind of way. So we're just gonna vlog anything that's happening in that particular week, but then once we've finished a room, we're gonna post a video that's dedicated to that room as well, just in case you kind of want to watch the whole process of that one room as a whole. So that's the plan of action. Now we have done one small little project which we haven't vlogged, but I did pop it over on the Instagram home account, and that is the TV area which is just sat behind where you guys are. So I will give you a little snippet of that one so that you can see kind of what we've done there. If you watched the tour or the renovation video, then you'll have seen what that looked like before. We just wanted to give it a little bit of a mini makeover. We kind of needed that initial project to sort of get us into the swing and into the mood for doing a hefty amount of DIY, because as those of you who are sort of familiar with us will know, we like to get stuck in, we like to get hands on, we like to do a lot of things ourselves. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to get started on the room that's at the front of the house, which we hope to be transforming into our office. So Simon's actually down there now, and what he is getting started on, because we've got a plasterer coming today to remove the Artex on the ceiling. It's the only room with Artex. It's also the only room in the house with wallpaper. So actually that room is just a massive pain in the butt. So that's why we're starting on that one first. So Simon's in there at the moment removing the coving because I want it to be no more. I should also just add, which you've probably guessed by now, that I have a stinking cold. So I apologise in advance for any potential snot bubbles or any sort of bodily fluids that you may see in the duration of this video. Yeah, but it would be in his way. He wants to watch.
On the stairs.
Hello and good morning. It is now Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. We skipped today. Plasterer finished plastering the office ceiling on Monday afternoon. So that's had a good couple of days sort of curing, drying time. Not that we're going to be painting like this week, but that'll have dried nicely by the time I show you guys in a moment. But we had to skip yesterday because my cold went from 0 to 100 very, very rapidly indeed, and I was just kind of a bit wiped out yesterday. Simon also had the dentist yesterday, which was right in the middle of the day, and he's still at our old dentist, so it was like a 2-hour round trip just to go to the dentist. So the day was just a bit upset, so I spent the majority of it on the sofa with a lemsip watching TV basically. Now today is a new day. The cold is still here, but I am armed with my snot mopping up apparatus, toilet roll, and I'm just finishing off my tin. As you can see, I have got my overalls back on, and it feels like so long ago that I last wore these, when actually it wasn't that long ago at all. When would it have been? It would have been the start of 2020, maybe like January, February, even going into March potentially, that we were still painting. Anyway, they're covered in lots of memories. The wardrobe paint is on here, bedroom paint, paint from the stairs. So many memories, and I'm going to be adding to this paint splash with all of the different paint from this house as well. So my task for today is that what I would ideally like to do, because we are going to be working on that room that's going to be our office, is I'd like to strip off that wallpaper. Now, we have had a sneaky peek underneath the blue flowery printed wallpaper, which is on the far side, and then the textured wallpaper, which is on the other walls. And it looks like what's underneath is just plaster, so that's good news. However, the textured wallpaper looks as though it's been painted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a corner and rip off as much as possible. I'm not going to soak it or anything. I'm just going to go and rip it off, purely for the self-enjoyment factor, to be quite honest with you, because it's really satisfying just ripping off wallpaper, especially when it's really not your taste. So I'm going to enjoy ripping that off, and then I can imagine there's going to be, particularly on the textured wallpaper, that's definitely going to leave behind the lining paper, which is the sticky bit basically. But because the top textured section has been painted, I just feel like even if I were to score that and saturate it in water, it wouldn't work. So I'm going to peel off the top layer, then I'm going to score the lining paper underneath, saturate it with water, and then use my scraper to try and get it all off. By no means is this any kind of tutorial. This is just us doing. Apologies, that was one of many deliveries that we are expecting at the moment. Where was I? Right, wallpaper stripping, yes. So that is my task for today. So I'm going to film some little snippets of me doing that. And then we're going to see how the day kind of pans out, because we are meeting Simon's mum for lunch this afternoon. So I'm going to see how much I can get done. And then depending on how I'm feeling, because I didn't sleep very well last night, I might have run out of energy to be able to do any more, because we need to then start stripping off the architrave and the skirting board, because that's all going to be gone. But for now, let's start with the wallpaper stripping.
Sunrise, late nights, wishing that this would be over. Cold eyes, the same fights, we won't be getting any closer. We're supposed to be young, dumb and free. Thought that we'd never be me. Hoping that you'll see what we could be before we throw it all away. And pride's forsaken both of us. Always thought that we would get it right. We've been fighting 9 to 5. Always thought that you'd be by my side.
Right, so I am done for the day. I have achieved quite a lot. I've managed to get all of the wallpaper off, so now this is all of these white bits here are just sort of filler and various bits of perhaps some old paint and stuff, but all this is all smooth. I actually really like this wall because it's not the same sort of plaster colour as what we're used to, which is like this sort of pinky, peachy colour underneath. It's like a grey, and obviously with all this distressed filler and paint and stuff, I actually quite like it. Won't stay, but I can enjoy it for now. So yes, all of the paper is now off all these walls. Of this wall over here, I've just still got a little bit drying. I have got some bits which I can't do at the moment, so this section around the radiator, because Simon's going to have to take the radiator off, and then section over here by the light switch, which obviously I wasn't going to take that off on my own. Simon will always do that kind of electrical stuff, and I couldn't wet anywhere, you know, like above this in case there was drips. So those are some little areas that I need to do some minor adjustments on. But while we're in here as well, you guys can see the lack of Artex. The ceiling obviously was plastered on Monday, and it's all drying and going off really, really well. So it's now that beautiful, it's not really coming out on camera, but it's that beautiful sort of pinky peachy colour. Most accurate over here, you can kind of see it there. Hello and good morning. Picking up from where we left off yesterday, once I'd finished stripping all the wallpaper and stuff in here, we went out for lunch, and then I ate way too much. So by the time we got back, which was about 3:34ish, I kind of plateaued and just couldn't be bothered to do anything else for the rest of the day. So I gave up. So back today, starting afresh, and on the agenda today, we found a little something above the patio doors which needs to be sorted. So I'll show you guys that in a moment. And then the big task in here, the one that I'm slightly daunted about, is removing the skirting board and the architrave above the skirting board, because I'm just dreading how much glue that's been put on with, and I just feel like it's going to rip off half the wall when we take it off. But it needs to go, so unfortunately it's just one of those things. Once we've done that, we can assess the wall and see if all the walls are going to need plastering again, or perhaps if there can just be some sort of patch job done on the bottom. So yes, lots to do again. Right, so this up here is something that Simon discovered on Monday when he was removing the coving, which all around the rest of the room is fine, but on this wall, which is above the doors to outside into the garden, there's that chip paper, which was like a textured paper that has been quite popular over the decades, older decades, and it's been painted over and painted over and painted over, so it's really stiff and starchy, and it looks like it's just been hiding underneath that coving that was up here. So my job is to try and use my scraper and scrape it off somehow. I might have to get the sander on this. It's annoying because this is something we had not anticipated, but at least it is literally just about 2.5 inches, 3 inches worth. So it's actually not that bad. Right, so Simon is back and is removing the bit that I just didn't want to remove.
Calling the professionals.
Which is the chipboard, all the way up there. Chip paper, which is painted. So he's doing that hard job, aren't you?
Yeah. At least it's only a little bit.
Yeah.
So it should be fairly straightforward. Half off already.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Glory seeking. Boris, don't bring your carrot in here.
Just have to drain it quite slow. Lesson number 1 of plumbing. Make sure you always check which way the water's flowing first. It would help and stop the leaking.
And thus ends another day. You're checking out your... Oh dear. Checking out...
You were meant to be supervisor, making sure I didn't miss bits. That's a massive bit there.
Well, I did literally hack away at that whole section with a screwdriver, which probably is not the preferred method.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, job for tomorrow.
Touch bits up anyway. But
I've literally reached my maximum for today. Yeah, there's a lot of filling. Simon's been doing the filling, as you can see. But the main thing for today was to take the... What's it called?
Skirting board.
I've lost all my words. I'm so tired.
A lot of prepping today, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
prep.
prep tomorrow. You're going to sand it all.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I'm going to go and get you a mask and some goggles in a second.
A proper mask, because sanding doesn't sound like a fun job for someone with a
It'll
cold.
be very dusty.
Yeah, right, no
So sand it
sympathy.
tomorrow, touch up bits that we've missed.
Yeah.
And then paint swatches.
Yeah, and we were hoping to be able to show you the door today, but it hasn't arrived. But
who knows what that is?
we do have the door handle, but that's obviously useless.
Tomorrow, hopefully.
Tomorrow, yeah. And yeah, over and out.
Good night.
Hello and good morning. It is now Friday and I am about to get stuck into the job that I have been dreading. I kind of don't mind sanding, but I like sanding small projects, not entire rooms. And now that the plaster is starting to dry on the ceiling, we can see a few small areas that needed to be sanded, so that's going to mean that I'm going to have to sand some little bits on the ceiling as well, which is why I've got my goggles and mask, dust mask. I'm going to tie my hair up in a minute and then get cracking. Oh, turn that light off.
Is it horrible?
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
What's that on my phone?
9 out of 10 I'll give you.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I've got some sort of dusty respiratory system after today, and I had a mask on. The mask and the goggles clearly are either A, not designed for small faces like mine, or just not designed to be worn together, because they just didn't fit. I couldn't fit both items on my face, so I definitely had dust leakage somewhere, but it was better than nothing. So I was just inspecting the job that I've done.
That's good. Came out very well.
Yeah, I know. Right, so we did obviously have other bits that we potentially wanted to show you guys in this week's renovation vlog. However, some things haven't arrived, some things have been delayed, lots of various different reasons of things, but we do have some stuff to show you next week. So for now, I'm going to sign off this instalment of renovations here, and yes, stay tuned. Remember, obviously, sorry, someone was at the door with a delivery. Nothing exciting. Yes, so stay tuned on the home account because we show lots of sort of more real-time snippets on there, and then otherwise we will catch you guys in the next renovation vlog, which hopefully will be a bit more interesting and exciting than this one, which has been very much about preparation. So thank you as always for what, pardon? Oh, hopefully the fireplace, next one. So yeah, thank you as always for watching, and we will see you then.